58 people were shot in the city of Chicago. 58 people shot. 10 were killed. Now, let me make this point. On and on we go about 18 months in Afghanistan. Nobody was killed. No American service person was killed. None. We were told, we got to get out of there. This is in the United States of America. This is the third largest city in the United States. It is Chicago. This happens every damn weekend. Nearly half the shootings occurred in just 4 police districts that have seen more gun violence than this time last year. Grand Crossing, Deering on the south side, Harrison and Ogden on the west side. In Harrison alone, at least 21 people were shot over the weekend, including 2 mass attacks in East Garfield Park and Humboldt Park that wounded 10 people. The 2 neighborhoods are among the deadliest in the city this year, according to the Sun-Times data. This is the home of Jesse Jackson. This is the home of Barack Obama. I mean, 2 of the purported leaders of civil rights movements and historic figures. The 30-year-old officer was on patrol late Friday when she heard gunfire and rushed to the 1900 block of East 72nd Place, where she saw someone lying in the street, police said. The officer was getting out of her squad car when more shots were fired, striking her in the legs. She got back in her squad car and another officer took her to University of Chicago Medical Center. She's since been released. And it goes on and on and on. Paramedic shot at the hospital. I mean, before we're bringing in people from all over the third world, many of them wind up in our inner cities and so forth, shouldn't we get our own act together? The Democrat Party is really a disaster, absolute disaster. They run these cities, they undermine their own police forces. Soros and others are putting prosecutors in who won't prosecute. It's just, it's like the collapse of a society. You can't fix this stuff if people don't have virtue and their politicians won't fix them and you keep voting for the same damn people over and over and over again. And it's not just Chicago. This entire Black Lives Matter, Antifa, anti-cop movement, defund or slash budget movement has had an impact on American lives. Take a look at this from the Christian Broadcasting Network. Go.
The most murders on record in half a century. The grim details in the U.S. from the FBI show a rise in the murder rate by almost 30%. CBN's Brody Carter is breaking down the numbers, and he joins us now. Brody, where's the nation headed at this point?
Well, Mark, right now, these early release data for 2020 is showing a very violent and turbulent year as we look at the data. In addition to lives lost to COVID, more than 21,000 people were murdered, with almost 5,000 more murders last year than in 2019. Now, the numbers are going up only, Mark. Murder was a national phenomenon last year, showing a 20% increase in every region of the country. 77% of reported murders were committed with a firearm. Now, that's the highest share ever reported. Reasons for the increase vary, from pandemic stressors, distrust in police after the murder of George Floyd, and a diminishing police force due to officers...
How about gangs? That might be one of the big reasons. And that is a big reason. How about drugs? That seems to be another reason. Cartels and fentanyl and all the rest of it. Go ahead.
Actually retiring in droves. Now, Louisiana reported the highest murder rate for 32 years consecutively. Now, those numbers are slowly rising. U.S. murders are up 16% for the first 6 months this year. Chicago experiencing what church leaders are calling a spirit of violence. 61 people were shot across the city just last week, 9 of which died. Another 64 people were shot just that week prior. And the most tragic shootings occurring at K-12 schools, with 10 incidents last year. The most recent happening in Louisville, killing one student simply waiting for his bus.
A vehicle drove by and fired shots into the group of kids, striking 2 of the children by gunfire.
These kids are in combat. This is combat. This is a war zone down here. These kids deserve to live and grow and go to college, to go pick a trade. Whatever they want to do, they deserve to live and grow to do that. The violence has got to stop.
The lag in crime stats is due to the FBI not publishing that data until 9 months after the end of the previous year. Now, that makes it difficult to track and report, especially during elevated periods of crime.
It's just that... So why do we have less police? Why do we have more violence, more crime? Can we at least hold a particular political party and ideology responsible? Is it not American Marxism on the move? Where's Black Lives Matter now? Where are they? They going into the cities, trying to help people? No, they're nowhere. Where's Antifa, that Marxist movement? They're nowhere because they don't care. This is all good. You see, it helps bring down the society. So these are destructive organizations, and then to have these mouthpieces in the media or the NBA or elsewhere defend them, particularly Black Lives Matter, is really shocking. So the Democrat Party is the home for all these movements right now. The media give them all voice. The media are the propagandists for all these movements, American Marxist movements, as I say over and over again.
Want to see more? Sign up for LevinTV.